Yo, 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 it's your boy D-Star coming to you live from the pad. About to give it to you raw, and I'm about to keep it 1,000. So, in this video, I will talk about if Kawhi Leonard doesn't come to the Lakers. Happy 4th of July, by the way. It's been a minute. However, I just wanted to touch on this topic because, man, I got a lot to say. So, I will try to condense it. But look, man, about this whole Kawhi Leonard situation, I feel like the Lakers are doing their due diligence by trying to go after him. Because if you remember, all of the reporters were saying that the Lakers had no chance of getting Anthony Davis, and the Lakers somehow got Anthony Davis. I do feel like the Lakers gave up a little bit too much to get Anthony Davis, but they still got Anthony Davis, which is the important part. So many people were saying, man, the Lakers, they don't have enough cap space. They have no chance at getting Kawhi Leonard. Some way, somehow, the Lakers cleared up enough cap space, and they traded Mo Wagner. They traded whatever little players that they had on the squad, and they made cap space. I think they're still slightly short, but it's enough to make a player that is of Kawhi Leonard's stature to even consider speaking with the Lakers. So the Lakers got to that point. So I want to commend the Lakers, whether it be Rob Pelinka, whether it be whoever's in charge, because you just don't know. That's a whole nother topic. But I got to give the Lakers their props for making enough cap space for Kawhi Leonard. But here's the problem. You look at the three teams that are in the sweepstakes of getting Kawhi Leonard. If you talk to different reporters, they're going to give you different points of view. If you talk to Chris Broussard is going to say that, well, Kawhi is heavily leaning towards signing with the Lakers. It's almost a 96% chance he's going to the Lakers. If you speak with Chris Broussard. If you speak with Jalen Rose, he's kind of like, yeah, man, there's a 99% chance that he goes back to the Toronto Raptors on a 2-year deal so he can get a max contract. If you talk to Stephen A., I got sources telling me it's the Lakers. If you speak with Chris Carter, man, it's a good chance that he's going to the Lakers. If you speak with Rick Bucher, he's going to the Raptors. Some of these, I believe Brad Turner of the LA Times, he says, I believe that Kawhi is going to go to the LA Clippers. So it depends on who you speak to. I mean, one thing about Kawhi's technique of everyone being silent, everyone being quiet during the sweepstakes to get him, was that you got to see that a lot of reporters have agendas or they have angles that they're trying to push, and nobody knows anything. So it shows you a lot that these reporters a lot of times don't know anything. It's more of I feel, I think, what I'm hearing is. There's a lot of noise. There's some rumblings going on. You got to see it all. And we still don't know if he's going to say anything on the 4th of Kawhi, or if he's going to say something maybe the day after, maybe the 5th of July, which I think he's going to say something maybe the 5th of July. He's going to sit down with his team, and maybe sometime in the afternoon, July 5th, it could probably go all the way to July 6th, kind of like what Durant did. So we don't know. But back on topic, Kawhi Leonard is a great player. He's a once in a generation type of player. But you have to look at the three teams. If you look at the Toronto Raptors, if they don't get Kawhi Leonard, it's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, I think they have some expiring contracts that will expire after this season. It's not the worst thing if the Raptors don't get him, because they ended up getting a W for trading DeMar DeRozan at the right time to get Kawhi Leonard and winning a championship for that country and that city. So it's just a huge W for the Toronto Raptors. If you look at the Clippers aren't really expected to do anything this year. They will make the playoffs. They probably will. And they'll probably play hard in the playoffs and make a first round exit. And that's about it. But nothing is expected of the Clippers. This is a W if they get Kawhi Leonard. If they do not get Kawhi Leonard is, hey man, we tried. This was going to be something that was going to change the franchise, kind of since the Blake Griffin, Chris Paul days, and this was really going to change the franchise. But hey, we had to give it a shot. No big deal. And keep in mind that the Clippers are still in a good spot. They can make some trades because they have Gallinari. He's an expiring contract. That's like dangling a carrot when it comes to the trade deadline. A lot of times, other teams are trying to get rid of contracts, and they'll take an expiring contract because they're like, hey, I'm trying to get rid of this player to either make cap space, or I'm trying to make cap space for the following free agency period, or I'm trying to get rid of this contract. Either or. It's all kind of reasons. But the Clippers are kind of in a good spot. They just, they can make some moves and still be forced to be reckoned with in the West. Maybe not to the level of say like Utah Jazz or Portland or Golden State, but they're still in a good position. Even if they don't get Kawhi, there was no expectation for the Clippers to come into 2019-2020 season getting a chip. Now the Lakers, that's a different animal. That's a different beast. Because of the trade, because the Anthony Davis trade took so much from the roster for this 1 year rental. Hopefully Anthony Davis, he'll resign. I think he will. So back to the topic. The Lakers are in a different situation because the Lakers barely have a roster. It's just LeBron, there's AD, and there's Kuzma. In the event that any one of these three players get injured, the Lakers are in trouble. The Lakers are in a bad situation if they do not get Kawhi Leonard, because all of these players, with the exception of a few, I will say Danny Green, I'll say Marcus Morris, I say those two are kind of like the two really, really good, I would say C-list free agents that you could kind of grab between 10 to 15 million. We're not going to spend too much, but you're going to spend a penny if you get like Marcus Morris or Danny Green. So if the Lakers don't get Kawhi, you have to kind of get these C-list free agents, which are okay, but really not the best when it comes to the topic of a championship contender. Now, what are the Lakers currently constructed with LeBron James and AD? Before the Kawhi talk, before the Lakers cleared out enough max space to get LeBron and Anthony Davis, they were saying, oh man, the Lakers, man, they're just in a prime position to get a championship. Look at the Las Vegas odds. The Lakers are going to win a championship, man, just off of AD and LeBron and Kuzma. Now, fast forward, we have the max space, but a ton of free agents have gotten signed on Sunday. Some of them were okay, some of them were whatever. Some of them got overpaid because it was a bunch of these teams that were kind of like, man, we need to sign this guy. This is our only chance. If we don't sign this guy, then another team is going to take him. So the Lakers were in a situation where they were seen as championship or bust. If you look at the entire league, no one has that pressure of championship or bust besides, I would say, the Golden State Warriors. Because, they're the Golden State Warriors. They have a dynasty. So besides the Golden State Warriors, everybody's looking at the Los Angeles Lakers because you have, allegedly, what they say, I mean, this is what the sports media says, you have two of the top 5 players in the NBA. So there should be no reason why you don't get an NBA championship. As if we haven't been through this before back in the day when the Lakers went up against the Pistons. And the Pistons it was embarrassing. It hurts for me to even talk about that. But we had a lot of names on the team. We were like the paper champions. But it's not the same because players were at a different age and things were a lot different. It's not the exact same. They have more of a roster. But the Lakers right now are kind of seen as these paper champions. It's championship or bust. If you don't get Kawhi Leonard, if you do not get Kawhi Leonard, who do you get to surround LeBron James with? I just saw something right now that said that Andre Iguodala will not be getting bought out by Memphis. Memphis will attempt to trade his contract to another team, and one of the teams I saw was Houston. Houston's interested in getting that Iguodala contract, possibly to kind of get rid of the Capella contract. I don't know the exacts right now, but there's some teams that are interested in getting Iguodala. I believe Dallas Mavericks were the other team that were interested in getting Iguodala's contract. So Iguodala was rumored to get a buyout from Memphis and he was going to come straight to the Lakers. Maybe because he has some history with Rob Pelinka, and Rob Pelinka was his former agent, he would feel comfortable to kind of join this so-called championship contender team, at least on paper. But if the Lakers don't get Kawhi Leonard, this is a wormhole that you're going to go down. You're going to be signing guys like you're going to have to go after guys like Kyle Korver. You're going to have to go after guys like Quinn Cook. You're going to have to go after guys like like JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee had a decent season. I wouldn't be opposed to that. You would call JaVale McGee and say, hey, a spot's available if you still want to come play for the Lakers. And you're just going to have a lot of veteran minimum, kind of fringe NBA players. These like extreme, not extreme as far as money, but extreme sounding. When you actually sign that person, people are like, wow, you really signed this guy? It's like if the Lakers go and sign Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony has been out for a minute, and one of the reasons he's out of the league is because he just doesn't play defense at all. And LeBron doesn't play defense, but his offense kind of compensates for him not playing defense. He's so good offensively. It's like, well, okay, we'll kind of overlook that because he's so good offensively. But Carmelo Anthony just doesn't play defense. So I don't see how signing him, I don't know. You're going to be getting a bunch of players who are either up there in age that not a lot of teams want, and these are kind of quote unquote interesting signings. But the rest of the league is looking like, nah, dude. Like I'm trying to get a premier defender. I'm trying to get somebody like Patrick Beverley, who I thought the Lakers kind of should have went after. That should have been a guy that they kind of went after. And besides Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard is a great player. And if you get him, awesome. But the thing is, this Lakers squad is just going to be very wacky. It's going to be another version of last year where you have all of these wacky signings. You get Rondo, you sign Beasley, you sign JaVale McGee, you kind of like overpay KCP. You go, maybe we can see, I don't think DeMarcus Cousins would be a bad signing, but you would kind of go after these guys that are kind of rogue as far as they don't have the best reputation in the league. So you're going to have to go after a bunch of guys like that. You're going to have to go after a bunch of guys that not too many teams want, and you're going to have to gas them up, and you're going to have to be making it sound sweeter than what it really is. And Lakers Twitter, man, we have some excellent journalists out here. I remember at one point, Jordan Clarkson was seen as, this is a guy. This guy is next up. He has potential. He's part of the young core. So you gotta kind of look at reality for what it is. Not to say that Jordan Clarkson isn't a good player or a decent NBA player, but I'm just saying that some of the comparisons when he was on the Lakers was just like, oh man, this dude's going to be this and this and this and that. But you see that, it's very complex to build a championship team, and I think the Lakers made a mistake in kind of holding out to sign Kawhi Leonard and not having any kind of backbone to say, hey, look, Kawhi, look, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You could join this Lakers squad with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and you're going to go up here in history, man. This is going to be historical. And that's not to say that he doesn't sign with the Lakers. He might. He just might. But I'm saying you get somebody that's like Magic, who's not, who doesn't really have a position, but he can really speak to Kawhi before free agency, and you can kind of relay what the owners and what the agents are thinking unofficially, and you can say, hey, look, man, this is an opportunity, but I need you to kind of make a decision by the free agency date. Either you want to join us, yes or no, because if not, I have to make these signings. I have to go after some of these players because I have to surround LeBron James and Anthony Davis with some kind of talent. And yes, you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay for some players. Some players you would be able to convince. Like I think of Patrick Beverley, he would have been easily convinced he would have took some money. You could have offered him something similar to what the Clippers offered. And you could have, signed him. You could have went after a couple guys and convinced them to take, some decent money. You just have to come after them and, while they're out there. I saw that Bogdanovich got paid. He got overpaid, but we'll see how that goes. The Jazz is pretty stacked this year. But I think the Lakers have kind of messed up by holding out, waiting for Kawhi Leonard to make up his mind. And I think the Lakers should have put out an ultimatum ultimately and said, hey, look, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're going to go up in history. You either had a chance to join us or you can go against us. Because if the Lakers don't get Kawhi Leonard, you're going to be getting a bunch of C-list, D-list type of free agents where you have to sign 10 guys for $10 million. I mean, do you really want that? If you look at LeBron James might be able to put up 25 a game. He might be able to put up some good assists, maybe some good rebounds. If you look at Anthony Davis, he could probably go for anywhere between 20 and 30 points a game. And then you look at a young Kyle Kuzma who has a new shooting coach. He might be able to go for anywhere from 20 to 25 a game. I think that's a conservative estimate. And he might be able to do more. We don't know. We got to wait till the season. But Kyle Kuzma, between those three guys, you got somewhere in between 60 to 70 points. But if you're going up against a team that has a deep bench and a deep squad, you're going to need a good bench. You're going to need somebody to come off the bench and give these guys some, have your second unit where you got somebody kind of rejuvenating the second unit and getting, you need something. While these guys are doing some kind of load management, you're going to need somebody out here to kind of play basketball while your superstars are resting. And the Lakers aren't in a position to wait for one guy and kind of put all of their eggs in one basket for this guy to kind of just blow you off at the end. Not to say that he will, but I'm just saying in the event that he does, you're in a situation where you have nothing. If there's not much of a tradable asset on your team besides Kyle Kuzma. There's not much you could really, and I mean you gave up all your draft picks. You can't give out any draft picks, so you're just stuck with a bunch of guys who are in between the D League, or these guys are on their last leg in the league, just trying to chase a ring in their mid to late 30s. This is what you're going to be getting for like $1 million, $1.5 million. The way that most of these sports journalists are painting, what's his name? DeMarcus Cousins. They're painting him like he's the next Josh Smith. I mean, this guy's just one leg out of the league. He's just not worth anything. I think the Lakers should go after a guy like that because there's not many options once Kawhi decides, hey, I'm going to stay with the Raptors or I'm going with the Clippers. The Lakers are in a worse situation because it's championship or bust type of expectations. So that's my thoughts on that. If you guys want to like it, dislike it, leave a comment below, or subscribe if this is the first time you hearing me. But that's my thoughts, and I'm out.